Welcome to Amplified Chaos. No rules, no filters, no apologies. Just raw talk, wild stories, and unapologetic voices that turn the volume all the way up. So turn it up, settle in, and let's make some noise because quiet's overrated.
Yeah, this is my thing is like, I get it, but if you're gonna cheat, don't blame me for it when you're the one clearly doing it. I'm not the one that's literally going around clearly flirting with these people that I work with, because why else would they be brazen enough to think it's okay to start flirting with you back? So clearly you were sending vibes to them that they were picking up on, or clearly you failed at basic air traffic control and you couldn't contain the plane. I don't really know what the fuck was going on. Clearly we're going off the runway. I don't know. But I'm just thinking to myself, wow. So that's why when it came up, this last bullshit that led to this divorce, blaming me and saying that I was emotionally abusive because of gifts being sent back and forth with a mutual friend is fucking insanity to me, because I don't like how exactly is that emotional abuse when you were the one doing it all along? You were the one physically doing stuff too, but you were doing it emotionally too, because you were blaming me every time you did something wrong. It was always my fault. Right? Like, make it make sense, guys. Like, so fucking narcissistic. Like, seriously, the most classic case of narcissism and gaslighting ever. So it was my fault you started cheating. Okay, that's great. Because I was checked out of the relationship, which I know I explained to you in the one video about the divorce. I checked out of the relationship. No, I was taking your 3 children by myself. That's not checking out. That's being a responsible adult taking care of my kids. But I'm sorry, princess, that I stamped on your little fairy tale and your ivory tower came crashing down. Like, what the fuck? I'm just like, okay, whatever. So yeah, I was emotionally abusive because of gifts. Like, excuse me, what? You're literally sending dick pics, okay? Yeah, I found that one out. So you're literally striking up. Supposedly this woman started messaging him because they shared a birthday together. And she saw it on his profile in the game that we played. And that's what started the conversation. And he's like, yeah, I started flirting with her. And I was like, and that's not the issue? He's like, yeah, she had a boyfriend. I was like, really? And you thought it was okay? And he's like, but it wasn't serious. Well, how did you know it wasn't serious unless you talked about it? But then she convinced him to get WhatsApp, because she used it for school, so that way it would be easier for them to talk. I was like, nah, so that way your wife didn't find out you were cheating on her. That's all it was. I know exactly what it was. I'm not stupid. I'm just like, okay, whatever. You think whatever you want. So you think I'm emotionally abusive because I was sending gifts to a mutual friend, but yet you're sending all these private messages. And they were talking on Discord too. That's the irony. They were sending gifts back and forth on Discord because after I had found out what was going on, he made a comment about Discord, and I actually went to check his iPad for something. There was something on his iPad that I needed, and I went on and I checked it to get it, and I was like, it popped up the Discord messages, like it was on the screen. That's what it was on, was the Discord messages. And it's him sending fucking kissy face gifts and hug face gifts and distance, love, distance, age shit to this girl. But I was in the wrong because I saw it, even though it was left open on his iPad. If you didn't want me to see it, why didn't you change the password? Because you knew I knew your iPad password. I literally went on the iPad because I needed it. Because I was on my iPad and his at the same time because I needed information so I could input it. And it was through Discord. So literally, this is why I saw the messages, because they were the first thing that popped up. Because I literally was on Discord. Because I was literally sending myself the same shit on Discord. And it was through his. This way I could look at both. But it was my fault that these messages popped up. No, princess, it was your fault that you were doing and having these conversations. So for him to get mad at me and telling me I was emotionally abusive for sending gifts, I actually asked him. I was like, so, okay, you think me sending our mutual friend these gifts is emotionally abusive, but yet you were in the chat. You know his response? Well, do you want me to add you to the chat with her so that way you can be part of it? Because that's what you were doing to me by sending gifts. Huh? So you're literally telling this girl that you love her and that she's basically making you horny in these messages. But that's the same as sending platonic gifts, making sarcastic comments to a mutual friend? Like, the enlightenment I must have gone through at this moment must have been astounding, because I'm very confused. I'm on a whole nother plane, because I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm sending like gifts that we're like joking back and forth, like making fun of each other, okay? Like, we were getting into gift wars because we're both very sarcastic people, not the ex, but the mutual friend. Like, we're both sarcastic. But I take sarcasm to a whole nother level. And I've been told many times that I should teach sarcasm at the college level because no one can compete with me. And that I make it its own language. That's how bad I am when it comes to sarcasm. And, you know, not sorry kind of situation. You either take it or you leave it, okay? I'm not going to change for anybody. But so we were sending shit like that back and forth. But he literally compared their kissy, lovey-dovey messages and love you messages to sending platonic gifts that were us being sarcastic asses to each other. Like, what? What? And then to tell me, well, I'll add you to the chat so you can feel the same way. Like, what? How in the fuck do you compare the two? Blows my mind. Like, at that point, my head felt like a fucking A-bomb going off. Because I'm thinking to myself, what in the Twilight fucking zone? Like, where in the fuck Waldo? Or what? Like, I feel like I need to find Waldo so we can have a sense of normalcy, because, you know, we're all looking at those fucking Waldo, trying to find Waldo in this jacked up, like, crazy ass picture. Like, honestly, that's what it felt like at that moment, is I'm literally staring into this crazy ass picture. Or like those eye puzzle things that you literally stared at these, like, whatever the hell they were, back in the day, and you would see an image. Like, they had those books, I remember when I was a kid, and you'd stare at it and you'd see the image they want you to see. Literally, I felt like I was fucking walking into one of those, because I'm like, I'm so confused. I'm just confused, okay? Like, I'm totally confused. So I was emotionally abusive, and you cheating and sending lovey-dovey and I love you messages was the same as platonic, friendly-ass gifts. And the fact that my friend in Ireland actually laughed her ass off. She's like, why the fuck are you gonna cheat on him with him? And it was nothing to be mean about this mutual friend. It was the fact that she's like, why would you do that? You guys literally are like brother and sister. I literally have been on voice chats with you guys and listened to you go back and forth like your brother and sister. And I was like, I know, that's what I'm like, I'm so confused. So while you're literally cheating, then come to find out, he was like, yeah, a few of them, or one of them sent me topless photos. And he's like, I didn't ask for them. And I'm thinking to myself, princess, your fucking lies. Wow, you're on. I honestly, it was like watching Elf and Will Ferrell and him saying, you're on a throne of lies. Because that pile of lies was just stacking up. Like, honestly, it should have been a game of like 52 card pickup, because they were just stacking. Like, wow. Okay, really? Like, really? I'm just like, all right. I'm pretty sure you weren't going to get nude photos sent to you through Discord unless you asked for them. Or you made a comment and they thought it was okay to send them. But the fact that you were talking to this person on Discord and that you were getting photos on Discord wasn't the first red flag to you? I wasn't getting photos. I talked to friends on Discord, but I wasn't getting photos. In every conversation, it was either, if I had a private conversation, it was with someone that he knew. It wasn't people I was talking to that he didn't know. So, and 97% of the people I talked to were female that we played in this mutual game together. So he knew these people. Like, we'd been friends with them for a few years because we all played this game. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, right. So you got sent nudes. You downloaded WhatsApp because it was easier for you guys to talk because she uses it all the time for school. Okay, that's great. But, and I reiterated this. I was like, so you do realize what WhatsApp means to me, right? And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, you do realize, and this is not, I'm not trying to throw my mom under the bus or whatever. That's the same app that my mom used. Oh, I didn't know that. Bullshit, motherfucker. You knew exactly what fucking app it was because we'd had this conversation multiple times over the years. So to sit there and tell me you didn't know what that fucking app was, bullshit. Like, honestly. I'm thinking to myself, no. You can play stupid all you want, but I'm not stupid. I know better than that. You knew exactly what you were fucking doing. So to sit there and tell me that, you know, it wasn't a big deal. So this is how stupid he is, though. You know how they save your photos from your WhatsApp into photo albums on your cloud storage? Tried to deny it, right? But yet the cloud storage is telling another story. That you're sending her these pictures. Sending her pictures of our kids. Sending her pictures of you coming back on your flights. Sending pictures of you sitting at the airport. Supposedly pictures you're sending me and the kids so we can see you. But you're sending them to your girlfriend too. I'm thinking to myself, okay, you know, whatever. But denying that you were using WhatsApp for more than just talking. I'm thinking to myself, okay, whatever. Then it actually came out. He's like, I was like, well, it's not like you were sending dick pics, right? I knew where this was going to go because I had a feeling. If people are sending him topless photos, or that he's admitting they sent topless photos, I guarantee you he's probably sending photos. Well, I only sent one. Bingo, like complete bingo kind of moment. I was like, yeah, I kind of figured. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, dude, you're so fucking predictable. We might as well win the fucking lottery because I'm going to play the lottery because if I run those numbers, we're going to win something. Like, I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was like, so you sent someone dick pics. Well, it was only that one. Right, princess. In what fucking world is that going to be believable? The fact that you're getting nude photos and you're sending dick pics. Okay, whatever. You do you. You do you. Whatever you need to do, you do it. And I'm just thinking to myself, all right, whatever. Whatever. You know what I mean? Like, the fucking insanity. Like, honestly, the fucking insanity. I'm thinking, all right, whatever. This is just, like, I really don't understand. So, but it wasn't a thing. It wasn't a thing. You weren't cheating, but you were sending dick pics. Please enlighten me. Everybody in the comments, like, you know, send me a comment here. Would you consider that cheating? Because in his mind, it wasn't cheating. What? I'm very confused. And literally, you're taking the trash down to the dumpster every night, and you're literally calling her on the phone when you're supposed to be taking the trash down to the dumpster. And I'm just like, okay, if you say so. Like, I'm very confused. You know what I mean? I just don't get it at all. Sorry, I had a message I had to answer. It's just, I don't really understand the thought process. So, everything went back onto me that I was cheating when I wasn't doing anything. So, you tell me that's not narcissist? Because, you know, in his eyes, he's not a narcissist, but yet blaming other people for things you were doing screams narcissist to me. I don't really know. I don't need to be Dr. Phil or whatever the other, you know, famous therapists are to know that's what narcissism is. But hey, not my monkey, not my circus now, thankfully. Thankfully. I'm just thinking, okay, so yeah, like I don't get it. Like I really don't get it. It just blows my mind that someone who has been emotionally abusive for years is now going to flip the script and make it out like I'm being emotionally abusive when I've done nothing but support you for years. And then to sit there and say it to my face and then get mad when I don't have the reaction you were expecting. You wanted me to bend and break and tell you that, yeah, no problem. No, fucker, I'm not giving in to you. Like, what are you, fucking stupid? Like, anyone that knows me knows I'm gonna be the biggest bitch ever. There's a reason why my friends call me Satan. And it's not because I'm evil in that aspect. It's the fact that I am calculating. I am one of those people that if you cross me, I'm not going to do anything drastic. I'm going to do something, I'm literally going to calculate. My brain is very analytical. My brain is going to go through all the different processes of what's going to hurt you the most, and it doesn't have to be physical. It's just something that I can say to you that's going to throw you for a loop. Or something I can show you. I'm not going to hit you, like physically hit you, even though, trust me. And this is the thing, he told me, he's like, well, you slapped me. Okay, and I took 100%, like I took it 100%, okay? Not my best moment, but never happened before, never will happen again. It was one of those moments, he's literally sitting there lying to my face. And I'm just like, and it just kept going and kept going. And he kept blaming me, and I just had it. And I smacked him on the cheek. I didn't hit him that hard. But it was the fact that I shouldn't have done it, and I know I shouldn't have done it. And I apologized profusely after. And for a month afterwards, okay? It's not like I wasn't remorseful or anything like that. Shouldn't have happened. It's my fault, and I even took full ownership of it. And apologized for it. But yet, not once did he apologize for trying to gaslight, for doing what he did. I don't care if you don't want to be with me, but you just fucked up my kid's life. And anyone that fucks up my kid's life, you expect the feral mama bitch to come out. And she's going to be ruthless, and you will never have another leg to stand on, okay? So I'm thinking to myself, so you got mad at me, but yet the irony is the one slap, which like I said, shouldn't have never happened, and I took and apologized profusely for it. But it was okay for him to lay hands on me. That wasn't an issue. When I filed the restraining order against him, because my kids were scared of him, which was half of the reason why I filed the restraining order when he left in March, was to protect my kids. And that's what they told me. And even the woman at the DV clinic, she goes, I've seen this case over and over. She's like, the same shit happens every single time. She's like, your story, yeah, it's unique, but at the same time, it's the same thing that happens over and over. And women are just dealing with it because they don't know what else to do. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I get it. Like, I get it. Like, I understand it. So I had filed for a restraining order while he was gone. So that way, in case he decided to come back, he couldn't take the kids. That was the biggest thing. And the fact that my kids literally were scared. No mother wants to watch their kids go through those emotions. I'm sorry, but even if you don't have kids, you're not that. No one's that heartless. And if you are, then you shouldn't be watching these videos. I couldn't do it. So when I filed the restraining order and told them everything that was happened just since January, the fact that he goes, well, you put a restraining order on me. He's like, but did you tell them you slapped me? I was like, I did. I was like, it's right in the restraining order. I was like, I didn't hide from it. I was like, but it also was put in the restraining order, the emotional abuse that you have put me through since just January, not to mention over the years. And it also has in there the fact that you literally put your hands on me. And he goes, I don't remember doing that. Yeah, okay, Mr. Narcissist. Literally got into a fight with me one night with the kids, sitting on the couch. Got in my face so bad, he was spitting like a feral fucking dog. His face was a tomato. No matter what I said to him, it just exacerbated it. He got to the point that he got into my face, and just kept going back and forth into my face. Went and grabbed waters and would bring them into the living room and slam them down on the floor so hard that they would bust open and get water all over the floor and wonder why the kids were scared. And I was like, okay, what the hell? I was like, you need to calm down and stop throwing stuff around, because like the kids are flipping out because these water bottles are flying everywhere and there's water flying all over the living room. That pissed him off so much so he came over and pushed me into the TV cabinet. Luckily, I caught my balance and I didn't fall over, but I fell into the TV cabinet, which was a tall ass TV cabinet. Okay, like this thing goes to the ceiling. But he doesn't remember doing that. But remembers I slapped him on the cheek. Right. But you also don't remember you were slamming your hands on the wall by my face, right? I'm sure you don't remember that either. That you got so pissed off you kept going in my face. Every time he would get mad, and this is the thing, the narcissist, massive, would come out. Anytime I would make a comment, and I didn't even have to make any specific comments, it just in general, it was almost like every time I breathed, the world fucking imploded. And he would flip his shit. I would piss him off just by breathing. Really? Then had the audacity to tell me, well, I still love you, but my love shifted. It's not the fucking earth, dude. It's not on an axis. I get you falling in and out of love, whatever. I get that aspect of it. But, don't sit there and tell me that your love shifted. Fuck you. It did not. You literally found someone that stoked your damn ego, because I am the furthest person from that, and made you feel special. And that's all it was. Somebody paid attention to you because you felt like you weren't getting enough attention, because my attention was on the 3 children that I was taking care of by myself. So I don't know in what twilight zone you need to be in to understand this. But the fact that you are literally trying to treat me like trash because I was taking care of the 3 children by myself and not complain about it blows my mind. He got all pissed off. He's like, well, if you were upset, why didn't you tell me? Well, what was I going to tell you? I'm literally here, almost crashing and burning, trying to survive with 3 kids by myself. That's not how I am. I'm the type of person that I will suffer in silence. Not a damn soul is going to find out what's going on in my head. So the fact that you knew this, you know how I am, and to use that against me, no. And if you knew me as well as you say you did and how much you love me, then you would have noticed when you came home or when you talked to me on FaceTime at night, there was something off. My friends picked it up from phone calls, FaceTimes. They picked up something was wrong. So the fact that the dude that I supposedly was married didn't pick it up, that right there is a red flag. So did you ever actually love me, or was I a convenience? Was I that eye candy for you that made you feel good? Because it seems to be that every time that somebody would make a comment about how pretty I was, it stoked his ego and made him puff up like a peacock. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, okay. You do you. You do you. So, I don't really know. But yeah, this narcissist, my advice to anyone that is dealing with a narcissist, good luck. Because if you can't see how toxic it is, and I get it, it's one of those things, like you think you love somebody and that you're afraid to walk away from it. Narcissists are hard to live with. They're never going to change. There's no amount of therapy or whatever else that's going to change a narcissist, because no matter, this was the thing, the ex would tell me one thing to my face, what he thought I wanted to hear, and within minutes or within hours, he'd be right back to where he was. He does it all the time with the kids now. Like, I make a comment about the kids, like the youngest is having a harder time adjusting to, you know, it only being mama. And I make comments and he's like, oh, you know, feeling sympathetic. Literally in the next breath, he's right back to the way he was, talking about him, telling him, oh, you got to stop acting like this. You got to stop doing this. And I'm thinking to myself, did you just hear yourself? You agreed with me, but now all of a sudden you're right back to what you were doing. I was like, no. So trust me, I just don't even know where to go with that. Like, I'm not bashing in front of the kids because he's doing a bang up job on his own doing it himself, but don't pretend to be a parent and then ignore being a parent. If you want to be in my children's lives, then be in my children's lives correctly. But they don't need a phone call parent, they need an actual fucking parent. And if you can't be that actual fucking parent, then don't bother. Because all you're doing is just creating more chaos and more mess that I end up having to deal with. And then you wonder why I'm pissed off whenever you call or you text and talk to the kids. Because I'm the one left to deal with the aftermath of all of your bullshit. And then you wonder why. So my advice to anyone that's dealing with a narcissist, run, Forrest, run, baby. Like, because they're never going to change. You're going to be the one that's constantly sitting in the corner being like, what the fuck did I do wrong? When you're not the one that did anything wrong. You were being you, and they're the ones that can't handle it. So get out. Like, there's no way it's going to make it work. I don't care what the situation is. At the end of the day, you need to be okay, and living with a narcissist is not okay. Because they're just going to belittle you and belittle you until there's nothing left. And then you're just a shell of yourself. And that's not good for you. If you have kids involved, that's not good for your kids. Because here they are watching their parent crumble. And they can't do anything about it. Or even if they're teens, they can say stuff, but they don't want to watch that because they want that person that they look up to be Wonder Woman or Superman. They never want to see their armor crack. And that's exactly how I am with my kids. Like, my kids will never see my armor crack. No matter what I'm going through, it will never happen. And that's me personally. I've always been a guarded person. I always will be a guarded person. There is no stopping that. So for me personally, and it's just the way I've been since I was a kid, they'll never see that armor crack. But some people don't have that same armor that I do. So it happens, and there's no fault in it. No one should be ashamed that their armor cracks. No one should be ashamed of what they're going through, because when you signed up for the relationship you're in, they weren't like that, were they? It comes out later on. And it's always little bits here and there it comes out. It's not all at once. It's little bits, little things here and there, little comments that just compile and keep going and going. So you're not at fault. You're not alone. Don't think you're alone. But my advice is to get away. Go to a friend's house for the weekend and just talk. Do something for yourself to get away from the situation and just have a heart-to-heart with whoever you feel the most comfortable with. It could be a therapist. It could be your best friend. It could be, a family friend that you've known. It could just be some random person that you know that told you, hey, you want to talk? Come talk. It could be family. It could be anybody. But that's the first step. Talk to somebody. Get out of the situation. But talk to somebody, because you need that support system. And remember, you're not alone. No matter what's happening, you're not alone. There's millions of us out there that deal with this every day. And even if you're the only person dealing with it, there's always going to be somebody there that's there to support you and help you through anything that you're going through. So utilize your resources, whether, like I said, they're friends, family, some random, person. Utilize your resources because you're worth it and the narcissist isn't.
If you survived this episode, congrats, you're one of us now. Go ahead and rate, review, and follow Amplified Chaos before you pretend to be productive again. Because let's be real, you'll be back for more. Stay loud, stay bold, stay unapologetic. If you survived this episode, congrats, you're one of us now. Go ahead and rate, review, and follow Amplified Chaos before you pretend to be productive again, because let's be real, you'll be back for more. Stay loud, stay bold, stay unapologetic.